Big news continues to pile in for the Bloodline story, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's new for Damian Priest, Jey Uso, and more. Starting things off with the latest news and notes for the Judgment Day. With Rhea Ripley out of action due to her injury, this has left the full leadership responsibilities of the group in Damian Priest's lap. This is something that he spent months fighting over with Rhea Ripley, but there's no more fighting. There's no one contesting him anymore. He got what he wanted, and he's now seen by everyone as the Judgment Day's leader. But Damian is quickly finding out that leading the group is not an easy task after all. When Rhea and Damian were having that power struggle over the leadership position for the group, you can argue that the Judgment Day was probably at their peak, but now things appear to be at their lowest point for the group. Finn Balor is a bit upset with Damian Priest since they're not even trying to go back after the World Tag Team titles. Dominic Mysterio has his arm in a sling now, and Dominic still continues to have communications with Santos Escobar without letting the rest of the group know beforehand. So that continues to be a big problem for them, and JD McDonough hasn't been pulling his weight either. JD even took to his Twitter account recently to post about how he was tired and sore and angry because he feels like he's done more for the Judgment Day than they've actually done for him. So a lot of Judgment Day members seem really frustrated right now. The April 22nd edition of Raw featured moments of Damian Priest yelling and scolding his fellow Judgment Day members. After JD McDonough and Santos Escobar failed to beat Ricochet and Andrade, Damian Priest appeared after the match to fully take out Ricochet and Andrade all by himself. Damian then turned on Dominic and JD to tell them he doesn't need anybody, and how the Judgment Day are the ones that need him. Which is a respectable point by Damian Priest, especially coming off his Money in the Bank cash-in. He had a whole entire faction by his side that he could have just used for his cash-in. But he didn't call on them at all, and handled his cash-in all on his own without any outside help from the rest of the group. He won his world title without their help and continues to establish himself not only as the top heel on the Raw roster, but also establish himself as the Judgment Day's leader. But it was a nice moment to establish Damian's dominance as world champion and also help strengthen his group and get them flowing again. The Judgment Day struggles weren't the only thing Damian Priest was dealing with though. He was also dealing with his first challenger, Jey Uso. They started up their story by recalling some good times they shared a few years ago when they used to always hang out with each other. Damian said that him and Jey would always tell each other that they were next up in WWE. Damian seemed very friendly about recalling this story until he said that they were half right about the both of them being next up, since Damian won a world title and Jey is yet to win one. Jey fired some shots back at Damian Priest, saying that he's only got the leader of the Judgment Day because Rhea Ripley got hurt. So it was a great starting point for their story to bring up that history between the both of them and tie it back to current day. Damian Priest will continue to have his hands pretty full between balancing out things with the Judgment Day and also gearing up to defend his WWE World title against Jey Uso. The Bloodline story has taken a very interesting direction in recent weeks, with Solo Sikoa taking over the tribal chief position in Roman's absence. The story has barely even started, but has already featured a lot of major moments, such as the arrival and introduction of Tama Tonga. With Solo Sikoa stepping up to that tribal chief position, it looks like Tama Tonga will serve as Solo's right-hand man. But according to reports, even more help is on the way for Solo Sikoa. PW Insider reports that Jacob Fatu, who was just reportedly signed around WrestleMania 40 week, is already ready to make his WWE debut, and how Jacob could be arriving imminently. According to these reports, it appears that Jacob will skip over NXT and will join the Bloodline on SmackDown, similar to how Tama Tonga has in recent weeks. Jacob will reportedly be joining in on the Bloodline story any week now, and will continue to be a regular on WWE television following that big debuting moment. And assuming that Jacob will stand with Solo and Tama, It looks like that's the new foundation for the 2.0 version of the Bloodline. It'll be Solo Sikoa leading the family, with Tama and Jacob being by his side. Solo's only been very disgusted with Roman and Jimmy and the old ways because they kept losing and nothing is being done about it. So this appears to be Solo's way of addressing the problem and getting it fixed. And it's possible that we do see Solo and the new version of the Bloodline set out to accomplish what the original version of the Bloodline accomplished several years ago. Maybe Solo gets his eyes on the undisputed WWE Championship, tries to get it back in the family, while Jacob and Tama try and reclaim the WWE Tag Team titles back into the possession of the family. A plan like that seems very likely for the new Bloodline. Solo has just had enough of the failure and wants to get them back to their championship winning days. So he's going to try and get this done with his newly formed Bloodline. But it shouldn't be an easy task at all, because this new Bloodline will have to worry about not only dethroning the current champions, but they should also expect for the original Bloodline members to come back for them in the future as well. So it will be a lot for Solo's group to deal with coming up. Jey Uso recently spoke with Gorilla Position, and he opened up about the feedback and criticism to his WrestleMania 40 match. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso met inside the ring at WrestleMania. The fans were talking about how the match and story didn't really live up to the expectations that were in place. Fans thought that we would see Rikishi get involved in the story, and how that'll go the extra mile. But no one joined the story, and the match itself was pretty short. Jey Uso had this to say about his own reaction to the WrestleMania 40 match with Jimmy Uso. Quote, "I just said this to someone. I do kind of feel like we did let the people down. I wanted to go out there and have a straight up banger too. I wanted to do the wrestling part, let alone make sure the emotion part was there. It was just a time issue. You've just got to play your position on the team. That's what happened. But I'm still happy that I got a singles match on WrestleMania with my brother. That's the big picture. So I will always have me and him in the face-off at WrestleMania. I'm gonna frame a picture. It's marked off our box. I just wish we could have went ham the way I know we can." End quote. So Jey is appreciative that the match and moment happened with his brother after all, but he feels like the match did let people down on the actual execution. But Jey still thinks it was because of the time issue and things would have been different if they had more time. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.